In this video clip we're going to tie a SpunDun. That's your split-tailed SpunDun. This is going to be a size 14 dry fly hook. It's another great time saver, this, having your scissors magnetized so you can pick the hooks up one at a time. And unlike the Comparadun that we did just now, this pattern you tie the wing in last. So the first thing we're going to do is tie in the body and the tails, and again we're going to use 140 denier thread because we want some strength to wind down, to tie down the hair wing, and we also want trick here in tying in split tails. Start the thread as normal, but leave this tag end long. Then winding touching turns of thread down to almost the bend of the hook, holding that tag of thread up so it's on top of the hook shank, like that. Don't cut it off. For the tails I'm going to use 2 micro fibbets. Actually the nylon bristles from a nylon paintbrush work particularly well. It's an inexpensive option, and we're going to pinch and loop those fibers on top of the hook shank, and we're going to adjust the length. It's about where I want them actually, maybe a bit shorter. And then we're going to separate those tails and pull that tag end of the thread between them to pull them apart. So separating the tails can be a bit fiddly, this. Pull, there we go. Pull that tag end of thread between the tails to hold them apart. You can adjust how far apart they are by just changing the tension. And then we're going to build, in this case, a very simple body of thread. And take the thread back to a point just a little bit short of the eye. We need a little bit of space to tie the wing in. So now we've got our tails, can you see, nicely split apart? It's a very simple way of tying in split tails on a fly. I used to avoid doing it because it used to be such a painful thing to do. Done like this, it's very quick and easy. Then we're going to take some coastal deer hair again, as we did with the Comparadun. Clip it off the skin. Take out the underfur and stack it in a hair stacker to even up the tips. Take it out of the hair stacker with the points facing towards the eye of the hook. There's 1 or 2 fibers that are, there we are, that aren't in the right position. Hold the hair on top of the hook shank, make 1 wrap, check you've got the right length of overhang, make 2 wraps and pull tight. Make another wrap in exactly the same place, pull tight, make 1 more wrap, pull tight. And without letting go of the hair, trim it off to leave a little tuft, like that. Knocked our tails a bit askew. Now all we're going to do is stand the wing up. This tuft here will remain on top of the hook as a thorax or hind wing to the fly, and it gives you a much slimmer body than the Comparadun version. Same story as the Comparadun. Stand that wing up, dig your thumbnail into it, pull it backwards if you need to. And this is actually very important now. You want to build a distinct ball of thread, or if you were dubbing it, a ball of dubbing, but distinct ball of thread in front of the wing to hold it in place. And I suppose to imitate the mayfly's head for that matter, because they do have one. we're going to, again, you can whip finish it, but we're going to do a super glue whip finish again. Durability is always an advantage in a guide fly. 2 or 3 wraps right up against the front of that hair. Push the wing back into place. Trim the thread. There it is, the Spun Dun. You can see it's, although similar, it's much slimmer in the body than the Comparadun is, which I like very much. Nice neat split tails. Floats very high in the water. Quick, simple, no expensive materials. You can vary the amount of wing depending on whether you're fishing in fast or slow water. You can tie it in different colours. You can obviously have a dub body or a goose bite body, or very, very flexible, excellent guide fly. You can fiddle with it to match almost any upwind mayfly pattern, and for some reason it will frequently work when other more standard dry flies don't, and the fish seem to really go after it. I think the low floating properties of it, maybe it looks like a cripple, emerger, but highly effective, and a fly. Just don't go out on the river without carrying.